Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This video is one that I'm super excited for because today we are doing my holiday nails as well as my birthday nails. For those of you who didn't know, yes, I am a Cancer. Yes, my birthday's in July. I put this story up on my Instagram to kind of choose which nails to do. This was a set with the most votes, and I am so in love with this set. I'm not usually a pink and yellow girly, but I thought, you know what, let's commit to the bit and let's give the people what they want. As always, I always start by pushing back my cuticles, and because I do this quite often, I'm not really going too hard with it this time. And yes, I know my nails are a little bit dirty, but that's all part of the transformation. That's all part of the process, so just bear with me. Because I know on holiday I tend to be in a lot of water, I like to be in the pool, I like to go swimming. I really need to make sure that the retention is tip top on this one. So I really am taking just a little bit of extra time to really make sure that those cuticles are nipped back so that we can have the maximum retention for them. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in a previous video, I don't think I have, but the brand that I use for my cuticle nippers is Stylix, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. But the cuticle nippers and the pushers that I use are all from Stylix, and they are super professional, super sharp, and just really get the job done. I really enjoy using these tools, and they're so easy to clean as well. Also, another satisfying part is just getting under those nails and cleaning whatever the hell that is under there. I really wish I could say what it is and sort of justify it, because I really usually do not have dirty nails, but I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what that was, but it's gone now. As always, I'm using my Aprez tips, and I know that the original photo that I'm supposed to be copying has square nails, and I really am usually a square girly, but I have ordered these sort of long almond ones that I really wanted to try, and I thought, why not try them on your holiday? So we're going with a long almond shape this time, so I did have to resize them just to make sure that I was the same size as like the other ones, because sometimes I can be a bit different in different shapes. But yeah, going with the long almond this time. For maximum retention, we're just making sure that we are dehydrating the nails. I've already buffed them as well to make sure that the surface has a little bit of roughness for that adhesion. And again, just going in with this acid-free primer. The glue that I use is the Beetles nail glue, and to be honest, I do want to try a more professional brand like Aprez, but it's just one of those things where it's not broken, so I'm not going to try and fix it. But I think one day I will try the Aprez ones, but the Beetles hasn't really let me down, to be honest. I find that the retention is really good, so I haven't really seen a reason to change at the moment. And just again here with the method that I follow for Gel X is that I usually do a thin layer of glue, cure that for 10 seconds, and then apply the tip and cure that for 15 seconds. And then once the entire hand is done, I then put that in the full UV lamp for a minute to make sure that everything is cured. Now moving on to the buffing, now that all those tips are applied and cured on, I've got my ever so trusty dust collector with me from Sunshine Equipment. Again, not an ad, but I really do recommend this dust collector. I just find it so powerful, so easy to use, and so easy to clean as well. Again, with the buffing, I always like to focus around the cuticle a lot just to make sure that I've sealed it and it doesn't have that sort of press-on look, especially because I'm going to be in water a lot on this holiday. We need to make sure that the cuticle is flush so that the water doesn't get in there and then cause the nails to lift or chip or anything like that, because I'm spending 2 weeks away, there's no way I'm going to be able to fix it. To be honest, in saying that, I wish I really could bring my stuff with me because I would have done a different set for my birthday because we were out there for a few days before my actual birthday. But I don't know, especially with like the weight limits and like liquid limits and all that sort of stuff, it's just so much easier just to make sure that your nails last the 2 weeks rather than try to change them. I know it's a bit shameful, but I don't actually know the names for the bits. So the bit that I'm using here, I don't know the name for it, but I really find that it's really helpful to seal those cuticles as well. But that is a challenge or a goal or something that I need to complete, is like learning the names of the bits and all that sort of stuff. I know what they do, but it's just like the names for them. I feel like it would make me feel a lot more professional and kind of like I know what I'm talking about if I actually just knew the names. Now the nails are done. On the one hand, we do need to buff the other one, but I really do like the shape, to be honest. Like, I know I've not been an almond girl for a while, but I actually kind of like it quite a lot. So now that I've fixed the shape just a little bit more and gotten rid of some of those like plastic tabs on the end, we're gonna move on to buffing and prepare for the artwork. As always, I'm using my ever so trusty Halo Prep and Scrub spray. I kind of got used to the smell, to be honest. It does have like a citrusy scent to it. I kind of understand what they were trying to do, but at the end of the day, it is alcohol, so it is gonna smell like alcohol. Then going in with my Halo base coat for the madness that is yet to come. I always use Halo products. Again, that's not an ad. I don't have enough subscribers for that at the moment, but I always use Halo products except for I think a few colors like my white and my black. But I really do enjoy Halo products and I really do like the range of colors that they have. They're quite affordable as well. So I don't really see any problem with Halo. I know they don't really get a lot of recognition or like shout outs or anything like that, but here I am with my contribution. Shout out to Halo. Anyways, let's move on and get started. So we're going in with this base shade Elise. It's a really nice nude, especially for darker skin tones. I really find that it's quite a nice pinky nude that doesn't look kind of crazy. So going in with 2 coats of this before we go on to the more detailed artwork. Also, just a disclaimer, I am trying so hard to keep things in frame, but it is harder than it looks because once you kind of focus in, I always bring my nails to my face, especially when I'm not recording. So trying to keep them in frame is difficult, but bear with me, I will get better at it. It's just so hard. I didn't realize, like, shout out to all the nail YouTubers that manage to keep things in frame for real because it is so much harder than it looks. Anyways, now that the base is done, let's get back into it. You know, sometimes I really love this classic base look and sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna put a chrome powder over it and call it a day. Maybe one day, but I feel like I'm too extra for that kind of stuff. For the ombre, I don't like to use airbrushes, mainly because I already have asthma and I'm not trying to cause any more damage. But to be honest, the eyeshadow has been working for me and I feel like I'm just going to stick to using that. I may go back to using airbrushes so long as I have the right kind of brands for it, because mixing acetone and gel polish is super harmful. But I mean, look how seamless that eyeshadow is already. I don't really feel like I need to change, to be honest. I know some colors aren't as nice, as in like they're not that pigmented, but if I'm being real, I would say if I go back to using airbrushes or airbrush colors, it would be with a proper brand instead of using acetone and gel polish because it really is quite harmful. Okay, moving on to our Frenchies. We're using this baby pink from Halo as well. Again, this one's quite pigmented, so it was really fun to work with, but I like my Frenchies quite low. I think I've always said that, like I am not a deep French girly. I like my Frenchies to be low, and I think in the picture it had that sort of vibe as well because the Frenchies had details on them. So I always like to kind of paint with the main brush or the big brush on like most of them, and then I go in and refine the shape with a liner brush. You know, it's even crazy as well. Like, I saw a tweet and it was like, oh, why are French tips like $40 or something like that? And it's like, I don't think people who aren't nail techs understand like how frustrating French tips are. Because you have to get the symmetry down and you have to get like the thickness down, and it takes time. Like, it's not an easy design to do. Like, yes, it looks simple, and yes, it looks clean, and yes, it looks fresh, but it's really not that easy to do. Like, sometimes my French tips be looking like Spanish advice and I just have to give up. I also don't know why I'm shaking so much. I think when you're doing nails, you concentrate so much on just getting things right. Like, I'm probably resting on a nerve or something. I don't know why I'm so shaky, but it's one of those things you don't realize until you're literally watching it back, and I'm like, why am I so shaky? But anyway, look how clean that French is. And finally, for the base colors, just going in with another ombre here on the ring finger, and then we can get into the more detailed stuff. Using my star palette, I'm just starting to map out the colors I think I'm going to need. And if there's one thing about me, if I don't have a color that I can see on the picture, I will make it myself. Now, do I know a lot about color theory? Absolutely not, but I'm gonna do my best and just kind of mix what makes sense. I feel like I do have a decent understanding of it, but it's not because I've learned it. I think it's just because of how I perceive color, if that makes sense. For the seashell nail, what I did was I did another coat of the baby pink for the French, but I didn't cure it so it could stay wet. Then going in with some horizontal stripes with the color that I mixed on the palette. Then using white as well, just to create some highlights and give it that look that's really gonna make it pop. Now that I'm happy with the look that I've got, I'm gonna go through and cure it, and I'm also gonna apply a base coat to the nail that I did the ombre one as well. I mostly do this just to lock in the color of the pigment. Otherwise, if you have to wipe your nail for any reason, it will all come off and you have to start again. So this is the look that we've got so far. Obviously we've got some detail on the pinky there, but I really love the pink and yellow theme, and I don't know if I'm going to convert from square just yet, but I really am liking the almond shape. Now I'm using base coat here as an impromptu blooming gel, mainly because I thought I didn't have blooming gel. I did, I just didn't know where it was at the time. So when I was doing this nail set, I was using this base coat. I know that people tend to use base coat instead of blooming gel, but for some reason this one just didn't behave or work the same. So I had a lot of difficulty with this nail. So the design of this nail was kind of like a blooming gel flower. So usually I can do them, but again, I'm using this base coat and it's just not working the same. As you can see, it's not really blossoming out. It's just kind of becoming more like splodges. So I went in with a liner brush to try and fix the shape, but yeah, you'll just see what happens. Yeah, not good whatsoever. Gave it my best shot, looks absolutely rubbish, so we're gonna wipe that and try again. So So I did try a couple more times, but I thought I'm not gonna put them in the video because it's just frustrating. Like, I'm getting frustrated again thinking about it, even though this was like weeks ago now. So the alternative that I thought would be to do like a hibiscus flower, because again, they're very summery and I do them quite a lot, but I don't know what was going on with me. Like, I was just really off my game because this flower again just did not look good. Yeah, so as you can see, again, it just looks so odd, and the way I just threw down that brush, like, I've literally had enough. Like, the time is ticking. I have to get my nails done. I'm even trying this. I didn't even know what was going on. Like, guys, I was literally just going delirious at this point trying to get this flower done. And yeah, we tried a few different ways, but in the end of it, I did have to do this nail off camera because it was frustrating me so bad. But yeah, this is the end result and I'm very happy with it. So let's move on. Moving on to the middle nail, again, using base coat as a blooming gel. It kind of has this sort of, I don't know, like a sort of pinky purple swirly effect on it. So gonna go ahead and apply that as well. I know at this point it doesn't look like much, but I'm gonna leave it to bloom while I do the other nails and we'll come back to it. I'm not particularly sure what this style is called, but we're gonna call them juicy drops because that's the best way to describe them. I'm going in with rhinestone glue and doing these juicy drops on like the sort of innard sunshine kind of pattern way. And yeah, I always feel like this kind of style goes with pretty much any nail set. Like, it's so versatile and so fun to do. So once I was happy with that, went ahead and put that in the lamp, and guess what? I completely forgot about my middle nail. Now, it kind of became this weird marbly swell thing, and because it's cured now, we're gonna have to roll with it. So I literally said to myself, we'll come back to that. Let's go on to the seashell nail. Again, for the seashell nail, going in with those juicy drops in a downward motion this time to give that seashell effect. Sometimes I do cure between them just to make it easier, but because I was kind of in a rush, not in a rush, but I kind of wanted to keep things moving and I was quite confident with them, so just kind of kept going with that. Now, with the middle nail, I was not about to drill anything off, so because it's already set, I just put some dots around it, and to be honest, I don't think it looks that bad. Like, it kind of fits the theme, so yeah, we're gonna run with it. Moving on now to the 3D flower for the ring finger, and I always wear gloves when using hard gel just because of allergies and you don't want to give yourself contact dermatitis, so always stay protected. Now, I actually have a bone to pick with my cart because I've used this hard gel so much. Like, this is probably, I think, my third tub using it, and it's never been this sticky or this hard to use. I don't know if it's a bad batch. I don't know what's going on with it, but I was still determined to use it because I really do love using this gel, but you can see the struggle that I'm going through to just even get a piece off. With my flowers, I always like to kind of roll it out into a long snake and then divide it up into 5 pieces, which I then roll into tiny little balls and then use that for my petals. It's just the easiest way for me to do it. So here I am trying to get my little balls together, and it's just becoming quite a task, to be honest, because it keeps sticking to me. So I said to myself, I don't have time for this. If it's not gonna work, then I'm just gonna switch to my sissy clay. And guess what? It didn't work, so I switched to my sissy clay. Now, I love sissy clay. It has never ever let me down. I actually got this for a present because I couldn't bring myself to pay for it. It is quite expensive, and I don't like using expensive things on myself because, I don't know, with a nail tech, you want to save the best things for your clients, but in this case, I needed backup because that Macart thing was not working. Another thing that I love about Sissy Clay is that it's so easy to mix colors. So the pink that it came in was a bit too pink for me, like it was way too bright. So I kind of wanted to neutralize it with some red and some white as well, just to give the color that I wanted for the set. So here I am again, just rolling it out into a snake, which then I will divide into 5 sections, which I will then turn into balls, which I will then turn into petals for the flower. And as you can see, it's very easy to use, it's not sticking to my gloves, and it makes things so much easier. So for this bit, I did speed it up just because I think I used a little bit too much clay here. So kind of creating that perfect petal shape did take longer than usual. So just sped it up just a little bit more just to save some time. With 3D flowers, I do cure the petals one by one, just because I think sometimes it's easy to mess up the other petals and then you have to start again. So once I've got the perfect shape and the position that I want, I just cure that in and then go in with the next petal, and then that way it just saves me time in the long run. My favorite part of 3D flowers is doing the detailing. So I'm going in here with a white mixed with a very pale yellow to kind of give that sort of ombre effect in the middle. It didn't really give me the effect that I was looking for. So then I also went over that with some yellow eyeshadow as well, just to give it that gradient look. I think some people here would use an airbrush, but again, don't use airbrushes. So using the eyeshadow palette here. And then just final touches, adding some lines for some dimension and detail. I always do the gems all together rather than doing them nail by nail, just because I think it's easier. So time for the gems. I always like to play around and experiment with shapes and positions. So going in with some pearls and some gold on this set. I did think about doing silver instead, but I just think the gold really complements that yellow and the pink as well. And I do tend to wear a lot of gold jewelry, so it kind of goes more with that. But yeah, really just love this step. It just brings everything together and ties it all nicely. And finally, going in with this thick top coat that I use to cover the rhinestones and things as well. Again, just because I'm going to be in a lot of water, what you don't want is for that gold to start fading, because sometimes it can be like a really ugly green underneath and just make your nails look absolutely disgusting. And also, if anyone from Pure Nails or Halo sees this, why is the thick top coat not a non-wipe? Like, that really threw me off, because I was like, why is everything sticking to my nails? And it's because it's not a non-wipe. So if you could make a non-wipe thick top coat, then that would be great. And finally, we are done with our holiday and birthday nail set. I am so in love with how this came out, and yeah, so glad I had these for my holiday. So it's the second to last night now that we've been out here, and the view is just so lovely.
These are my nails at the moment. I've just put some cuticle oil on them because I do that like every day. But this is 2 weeks of basically like swimming in the sea, in the pool, so much water, and not one of them has lifted. On this hand, we did have a lift here, so you can see like there's lots of glue on it and it's a bit wonky because I was play fighting with my brother in the pool, so naturally something was going to happen. But yeah, honestly, they still look so nice.
So for our family holiday, we went to Mijas in Spain, and honestly, it was one of the best holidays I had. The food, the weather, the vibe, everything was just so lovely. The flowers were just amazing, so beautiful to look at. And I honestly had the best birthday out there. Like, it was just such a lovely holiday, so needed. And yeah, would definitely go back, definitely recommend, and definitely bring more mosquito repellent because I got eaten up so bad. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.